Back here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. My name is Tanner Camp. Andrew Snyder is currently announcing starting lineups over the intercom, but I will be with you for a bit. And again, as we take a look here, we've got women's soccer action for you. It's the first of the doubleheader today. This contest features the Goshen College Maple Leafs going up against the Huntington University Foresters for the conference home opener, so it should be a very exciting day. We're going to take a quick look at your weather right now. It is a very gorgeous day. It's about 65 and very beautiful, if you can see on the screen. It is a very gorgeous, the field looks absolutely fantastic, as it should, for this conference home opener. And following up with a doubleheader, in the second contest, it will be the men, and they will be taking on the University of St. Francis Cougars, so be sure to stick around for that. Again, it's going to be a very exciting day of action for women's and men's soccer, so be sure to keep it with us here. And again, as we take a look for the Maple Leafs, one key reminder is that Katie Bear is back in goal after not starting against Rio Grande, so it'll be very interesting to see how Huntington adjusts to that, depending on how they have scouted. So we are about to get things underway. All the starters have been announced, and we are a little less than 2 minutes away from opening kick. And once again, please keep it here. And my name is Tanner Camp, and Andrew Snyder will be joining us a little late. And again, whether you are listening for 91.1 The Globe or the GoLeafs.net live stream, we thank you for listening to us and hope you enjoy today's coverage of women's and men's soccer later today. And it appears Andrew Snyder is back with us right now.
Thanks, Tanner. As we now still, technically the clock is running down on the pregame, just under a minute left. But however, starting lineups have been read here at the field. Foresters out onto the field. Sorry if you've already covered this, Tanner. They're in their black uniforms here this afternoon, all black, which it's been getting a bit chillier this past week, and so you'd think, hey, maybe wearing black wouldn't be so bad, but it's a nice sunny day, so we'll see how that lends. For the Maple Leafs, they're in their home white tops with black letters and numbers on the back in front, black shorts, white socks. So not a lot of color except for the extremes of white and black.
It looks like one big difference maker is actually Katie Bear wearing her red long sleeve with, it looks like the numbers are in white, I believe. So, oh, and Huntington's goalkeeper's wearing pink, so some big changes right there for the Foresters and the Maple Leafs.
And, of course, the officials are in yellow here this afternoon as they check the goals at each end, make sure the nets are properly attached to the posts when a ball's squeaking through and not knowing that if it's a goal or not. You got to make sure if it's in the goal, it's in the goal. Looks like it'll be Forester ball here to kick off into the center circle. Steps Spear with it. Maple Leafs with 4 along the back line, and then 4 across the midfield, 2 up top. Borum and Ebersol working tandem at the top of the formation. We'll see how that goes for them today. As for the Foresters, looks like 3 across the back, and then potentially 5 in the midfield, 1 up top. 6 in the midfield, hard to tell really, as they have the starting lineup. They're moving forward, so they're not in their standard defensive positions yet. Here's the kick. It's immediately dropped back, and we're underway. Odell brings it out to the near side. The Foresters traveling right to left here in the first half. On the near sideline with it is Gaius. Huey is going to knock it away from her, and off of her actually, over the sideline. Maple Leaf throw. Back in towards the middle, running forward with it is Tellez. Has it down along the 18 towards the corner, poked away, still a loose ball. Huey comes swiping in, now looks towards the drop. Is going to lose it, and now coming forward with it is McCoy up the line. Touches it forward, Zimmerman will step forward and knock it off of Spear and out in front of her own bench for the Maple Leaf throw. Huey once again up the line. Ebersol lets it go through, squirts through the legs, trying in pursuit. Forrester's able to clear it towards the middle. Bauer gets a deflection on it, and it switches over to the right side of the field. Ball into the middle, Kloffenstein with it. She'll lose it as Tellez has it. She's going to drop it back, keep some possession here. Palacios right back up the middle, gets it to Borum. She settles back to goal right in the middle circle. Now coming to the near side along midfield line to Zimmerman. First touch forward, plays the ball back into the middle. It's deflected and knocked down by the Foresters. A counterattack. Nispel with it across the center circle, dribbling on the right foot. Still no one coming, 3-on-2, touches it to the right. Here's Calvin Edge of the 18, ball into the middle, and Bear will have that about top of the 6. Palacios and Spear both there as well, but like I said, Bear the first one to it.
And great job right there from Bear, getting herself in good position to be ready for that ball, as she's going to now punt this one away.
Punt makes it across the half-field line to the near side. Ebersol is going to be the first to get a touch on it. One to beat. Carries it down towards the corner flag. Kloffenstein still in her way. Now cross into the middle towards the penalty spot. It's knocked down. Here's Williams with it. She clears it up. Zimmerman with it at the center stripe on the near side line. Looks back up the line for Ebersol. She's got it. Chests it down towards the corner. Now into the byline. Tries a cross in. It's knocked down and out over the end line by McCoy. First corner kick of the game to the Maple Leafs.
And right now, great opportunity right here for the Maple Leafs already. Corner kick's a great way to score goals and good opportunities right here. So, for like you said, first corner kick of this game. So we'll see what the Maple Leafs do here and see if they can capitalize on this opportunity.
Just over 2 minutes gone by here, first half between Goshen and Huntington. Women's Soccer Crossroads League action on 91.1 The Globe. Palacios tying her shoe now before she'll take this corner kick. Right end of the field here. The Maple Leafs traveling north to south. And the shoe has been tied. Ball placed, whistle blown, and we are ready for more soccer. Ball into the middle, around the penalty spot. Forrester's first to get a touch on it. Now Bauer, about 25 yards out, looks to play it up to the near sideline again for Palacios. She'll settle it. Looking into the box, serves one. It's curling towards the penalty spot. Tellez is there, sweeping through at the last second. However, is Kloffenstein still deflecting around in the box and now settled down and out by Huntington. Spear on the near side, just near midfield. She looks back towards the middle. Lena Charles slides in there just to delay them just a bit. Now Spear forward to Calvin. Calvin turns with it, now back into the middle. A nice forward pass for Nispel. However, Palacios having none of that. She'll clear it away momentarily. Back and forth, Bauer with it, and now finally out to Charles.
And Charles right there, she's going to bring this one up the field. It's good for the Maple Leafs. They were kind of packed in there, the Foresters were, so great opportunity to get the ball back and get back on their side of the field.
Ball in the center circle. The Foresters keeping possession, looking forward. Ball served to the far side of the box. Backside run from Adams. Tries to immediately play it back across the front of the goal mouth. However, a bit too far ahead of her teammates. No one there.
And
Goal kick.
And it seemed like the Foresters were trying to set something up after the one kick. It was in the box. It was a little too high, so Foresters really couldn't do anything as it was just kind of lofting up. And Bear will be set for this goal kick.
Into the 5th minute of play here this afternoon. Goal kick in the center circle. Borum with it. Will volley out near side for Bauer. Not going to be able to track it down, however, as it rolls over the sideline into the Huntington bench. Coming over to take it will be McCoy. Looks into the middle and gets it all the way into Highstead. She'll turn with it and plays it forward. It deflects off of Calvin, and the Maple Leafs will play it all the way back. Bear drives this one forward right on the center line. First touch goes to Odell out to the near side. Huey is there immediately as Geis tries to turn with it, and Huey deflects it off of her Maple Leaf throw.
Great pressure right there from Huey, and now the Maple Leafs get the ball back.
And the Foresters now going to turn it over on the near sideline. Just couldn't keep it quite in play. Huey looks up the line for Borum. Takes a touch now, flicks it towards the middle. It's settled down. McCoy near side. Can't keep it in. Once again, Maple Leaf throw. They continue to head down the sideline.
And as they're working their way slowly, you got to think at some point that the Foresters need to be aware that they're starting to get into dangerous territory, and the Maple Leafs need to try to capitalize on this.
Here's Tellos with it just outside the 18. Near side, works on the end line. Flag comes up. They're going to say the ball did go over before she played it towards the middle. It's unfortunate. Larson was there waiting for it and had got something on it, but the whistle was blown.
And Tellez had the right idea, though, kind of trying to work it. She was very patient with the ball before doing anything. It just went over. I wasn't able to get a good read on if it was or not, but obviously it was called, so great attempt right there, though, for the Maple Leafs.
Goal kick, near side, Huey with it. Into the middle for Bauer. Shielding, touches it back to Huey. Now Zimmerman will drive it forward. Borum flicks it on for Tellez, one to beat. Touches it around her into the box on the right side. A harsh angle. She's going to cross back to the middle. It's just behind Ebersol, but Larson, it's just over the crossbar as the trail run got good contact there, just a bit high.
And great setup right there, though, from the Maple Leafs. Everything that worked, and it all started with the Borum head. Put it in the exact spot where you would want that. So great recognition right there from the sophomore, and an almost goal for the Maple Leafs, but a great attempt and a good shot.
Some good offensive opportunities so far for Goshen. 7 minutes into this one as they host Huntington University. In the middle with it, Kloffenstein switches to the far side. Driving forward with it. Now all the way over to the far touchline. Adams with it. The winger touches it into the middle. And now Highstead continues the swing. Tella's dropping back, picks that pass off. However, it's immediately turned right back over to the Foresters. A shot, and it sails over the crossbar. That one off the foot of Nispel.
And Nispel was a player that was talked about earlier. So you know that the Maple Leafs have got to be really aware of her. And I believe the other one was, you talked about, I believe it was Spear, that those two are some big players for the Foresters. So you know that the Maple Leafs are going to keep an eye on them. And earlier, something I forgot to mention earlier was that the Maple Leafs also, or both teams for that matter, are going to play with the sense of that they would like to get off to a good start in the Crossroads League here, especially for both teams doing a pretty good with non-conference. But now this is where it really matters. So both teams are going to come out being aggressive and wanting to get that first conference win.
Spear and Nispel have combined for 17 goals so far this season. 17 of the 21 the Foresters as a team have scored. Ball into the middle off of the goal kick. Towards the far sideline, Larson steps and wins the challenge. Now another one with Highstead, still battling forward, and there she's going to earn the whistle, a foul called against the Foresters.
And right now the Maple Leafs playing with good efficiency, and the idea they're keeping it on their side of the field for most of this game so far. Off to a little rough start before, but now things turning around, and we'll see how the Maple Leafs can capitalize this opportunity if they can keep this energy going throughout the rest of the game.
Palacios will take the free kick about 10 yards over the half-field line. Drives it towards the penalty spot, and no one's going to get there before Kuhlman, the keeper, comes out to grab it.
Borum was almost able to get something on there, but just a little hard from Palacios, but again, a great attempt right there from Goshen.
Great punt here from Kuhlman. It bounces once before Palacios will volley it back towards the center circle. Tellez with it, back to goal, still just maintaining possession, trying to find someone, drops it back to Palacios. She'll go all the way back to Bear and reset for Goshen. Bear looks near sideline. It's going to hit the gap, and looked like Bauer was going to get there. Actually, Odell's the one touching it forward, now working up the near sideline. Here's Geis with it. Geis drives it, looking back top of the 18, one deflection. Charles mishits it. Spear has a shot. However, got under it a bit too much, and it lofts over the crossbar.
And you mentioning again about Spear and Nipsel, it's very impressive the fact that, as you said, if I remember, 17 of their 21 goals have been scored by them. You know that that's something that the Maple Leafs, they have to keep an eye on. But they also need to be careful that other players could obviously score, because the main focus for the Foresters are those two players, as Bear is set for the goal kick right here.
Ball back into play. 10 minutes of action gone by here in the first half. Near side, the Foresters now looking for their share of offensive attacks. Jice cuts back to the right foot on the edge of the 18. Curls at far post. Looked like she was trying to cross that at first, but with the curl, that was about less than a foot away from that far post, I'd say.
And that would have been really tough, because Bear was not even expecting it. It's just like we were thinking, is that we thought it was a cross, but it ended up almost being a shot. So Bear's got to be a little more aware of that situation, that just because it thinks it's a cross, it could also be a shot on goal.
Another goal kick. And now Arella off the drop will play it forward. Kloffenstein near far side to Adams. Back into the middle, turning with it. And moving forward is Nispel. She'll drive a left-footed shot towards the far post. And it'll sail wide and into the board along the end line.
That's another goal kick for the Maple Leafs. And if I remember, that's like the second or third straight one. So Foresters, now they're starting to do what Goshen did earlier, and now they're starting to keep it on this side of the field. So we'll see if Goshen can get past that and get back to their side of the field.
This goal kick gets caught in the wind a little bit. Bounces twice, and then Charles takes it across the midfield line. Poked away from her. Huey takes the loose ball. Bounces once, and then along the Forester back line. They'll just clear it away. And immediately defense turns into offense as Adams has it. Only one to beat. Palacios does well as the last defender there. Swipes it away, and it dribbles back to Bear.
And Palacios, another big player for the Maple Leafs. Even if it's not in goal efficiency, it's just the idea of her presence around. She knows how to make those around her better. So great play right there from her.
Bear dribbles this one out before playing it forward and gets a bit more distance on it. See if it works out for the Maple Leafs. It's on the near side, dropped back by Jice. McCoy tries playing it forward, deflects off of Ebersol and out of play, throw in for Huntington. Heisted gets the throw in towards the middle. She'll play it square across the center circle. And Kloffenstein now forward on the attack. Looking towards the middle, trying to connect with Spear. And Arella has none of that, plays it out. Now again, it's back with Kloffenstein on the far side. Now she'll try Adams making a back cut. Larson cuts that off. And now the Maple Leafs with a chance for some offense. Larson up the far side, across midfield. Now a defender plays it up to Borum. Cuts it back to her right foot now. Plays one forward. Looking for Ebersol. Flag is up, however. Kuhlman and Ebersol about half a second difference there. Kuhlman the first to get to it, but like I said, offside, so it'll be a free kick.
And I was hoping, or not hoping, but I was expecting that because I think she was offsides a bit, and that was one that was a fairly obvious call. Obviously, some are questionable always in the game of soccer, but with that one, it was pretty obvious for the Maple Leafs.
Couple of mistimed swings. The ball bounces into the Maple Leaf back line and then is cleared forward. Borum back to Bowers at the center spot. Drops it off Palacios, now to the right side or left side for Charles. She looks forward. The clear right off of Charles towards the far sideline. Working forward. Keeps it in play, knocks it down towards the corner. She's in pursuit of it now. However, defender comes over from the middle to help out. And in the end, Huntington earns a throw-in pretty deep in their defensive territory.
And good pressure right there from Goshen, and they kind of had that idea that they knew they couldn't have any chance to work some offense, so their goal was to pressure Huntington and keep them on that side, so now that at least they stay fairly close on their side of the field.
Adams takes the throw, turns, and clears it up. Arella gets a head on it. Another head from Odell. Now Arella on the ground, plays it forward for Borum. It squirts through, and a bit too heavy on the mustard there as Kuhlman will be the first to get to it.
Again, another great idea from Goshen, just not able to get a good shot right there as this one is now kicked and gets well past midfield.
Zimmerman wins the battle. Now Bauer with it. Surveys her options. Will choose the near sideline. Ebersol with it. Takes a touch. Cuts back towards the middle. And great read there by McCoy. Steps in front. Ball driven across the middle, the front of that Maple Leaf back line, and they're ready for it. Charles with it. Nice little dummy there. Continues near side. Looking forward, and again, McCoy, right place, right time, heads it away.
Great idea right there from Lena Charles. If that one gets by McCoy, that's probably a goal for Ebersol, but great attempt right there from the senior.
Looking for a little chip through ball. This one's going to be heavy. It was Calvin looking for Adams there, and a goal kick for Katie Bear.
And another one, and that's been another. It's been a while since Huntington has had a goal kick, so good job from them on at least getting some good opportunities to try to score and get the first one on there. It is still 0-0 here with about now just less than 30 minutes in this first half.
Huntington wins the goal kick. However, the Maple Leafs able to drop it back to Bear. This time she clears it on the far sideline. And Larson continues it forward looking for Borum. One head on it. Still deflected away. Ebersol and Borum working together. Borum to the near side. Has the ball with McCoy on her back. Decided to drop it off to Huey. Looking up for Zimmerman, who with an overlapping run down the right line. Has it now down towards the corner along the end line. Still back to goal, trying to decide what to do. Second defender comes to help. She splits the two, drives it towards the middle. Ebersol kneels it down. However, it's cleared away by the Foresters. Spear on the attack across the midfield line, working towards the middle. Borum steps in her way, so she'll get rid of it off the foot to Nispel. Nispel looking for Adams. However, that one's drifting a bit too far, and Bear will come out and grab it.
And it seems like the wind is a factor. One thing as I was explaining the weather again, about 65, a very sunny day, but the wind just started picking up as I was saying that, so I think that's probably going to be a big factor in this game if it continues throughout the rest of this game.
Geist gets ahead on the goal kick. However, it then goes out of play. It'll be a Maple Leaf throw in front of their own bench.
It looks like it will be Zimmerman with a throw.
Ebersol flicks it towards the middle. Borum continues it on to Charles in the center circle. She'll drive it forward. Through ball for Ebersol. Flag stays down. And she has it now towards the end line. Across into the middle. Bounces once. Settled down on accident by Forrester, but still able to get rid of it. Borum with it, or excuse me, Bowers. She'll play it back into the box. Kuhlman comes out and jumps up above everyone to grab it.
And Kuhlman right now, as you said, not a regular starter for the Foresters out back in goal. She's been doing a solid job right now of reading when to come out of her box and more so.
Charles with it, left foot looking for Borum on the through ball, and again, a strong Forrester back line knocks it down and turns it into some offense. Spear moving forward. Through ball to Adams. Flag stayed down, but Larson able to get there. Huey clears it out towards the near sideline, not enough to get it out. Ball back in towards the middle from Huntington. This time Palacio steps forward and chests it down. Still has it on her foot now, looking forward. Just going to get it up, looking for Ebersol. Good shield, lets the ball run past, now working up the near line against McCoy. Down towards the flag, now it's going to try to cut back. McCoy is ready for it. And we'll play it off over the sideline, give her a chance to breathe a little bit, her defender, her teammates to get back and help on defense. Slow down this Maple Leaf momentum. Dropped by Tellez. Zimmerman serves it into the middle. However, it's right at Heisted. Her clearance not strong enough, and looked like Zimmerman had a chance at it. However, does end up going the other way for Huntington. Calvin across midfield. Now we'll play a square ball to Heisted moving forward. Straight down the middle goes Heisted. Now Charles comes over on defense and forces her out to the far sideline. Adams working against Larson. Larson wins and now continues on working against Kloffenstein. Good shielding defense there, and Huntington wins it back. Adams with it now. Forward to Nispel. Back now to Spear, edge of the 18 up top. Cuts to the left foot, has a shot, and Bear is there.
Great job right there, and as I was about to say before this whole sequence was going, again, they got to be careful that Spear, was there, and a great position right there from Bear getting that one and making the save for the Maple Leafs, and this one goes way past midfield.
Now here comes Ebersol with it, a 2-on-3 for the Maple Leafs. A shot, and McCoy gets in front in time. And then it'll travel all the way down towards the corner flag. Does go over the end line. So Goshen with another corner kick.
Which will be their second corner kick of this game. Huntington with none so far. So another opportunity here. And it is assumed that it'll probably be, it will be Palacios with that corner kick. She's the normal person or the normal player that takes those for the Maple Leafs.
Still no score here in the first half between Goshen and Huntington. Into the 20th minute of play. It's Palacios' corner kick into the box. Driven towards the penalty spot. And again headed out by the Foresters. Arella back out right side. Palacios. Service number 2. Finds Tellez. However, it slips towards the back post. And it's going to go out of play before anyone can get to it. And I'm going to say goal kick.
And that one's maybe not questionable, obviously, for both sides. As very tough to read, and it's hard to get a read like those, especially knowing that could be a difference because another corner for the Maple Leafs and turns out to be a goal kick for Huntington. But great play right there for the Maple Leafs, and they add to another one here in this first half.
This time the Maple Leafs win the goal kick. Tellez, great through ball for Ebersol, and another great recovery there from McCoy. She's a quick outside back, and you burn her once, there's a chance she's going to get back, and you're going to have to burn her again.
And Andrew, it looks like we will have a substitution here. It will be number 7, Catherine Laura. She will be replacing number 23, Megan Bauer, and that will be the first substitution of the game for either side.
A good stretch there for Bauer. Has been working off of an injury from earlier this season, and so just testing, seeing how she goes, and looked pretty good today. The team did have a full week off from games, so that must have helped in the recovery, but great to see her out playing again. They love having her.
And And that's very true right there. And another big thing is that Laura was actually the original starter before Bauer was injured. So essentially at this point you almost have your normal starting lineup before. But again, a good job by Bauer right there after coming off an injury.
Off of the throw-in, the Maple Leafs tried serving a ball in the box. However, it was too close. Drifted it to Kuhlman. She had it. Her punt is won by Laura. Now Tellez looks forward for Ebersol. And the first 5 minutes or so, Tanner, the Maple Leafs had the attack, and then the Foresters tried to take it or so for the next 10 minutes. But past minute or two, Goshen back on the offensive end, throw down the sideline from Zimmerman to Ebersol.
And this was something that was probably expected as a Crossroads Conference opener. You know, the idea both teams are going to be very aggressive, and it's been a fairly balanced game at this point. I mean, like you said, a few minutes was Goshen, a few minutes was Huntington, so it'll be interesting to see which team ends up taking that next step and scores the first goal here in this contest.
Maple Leafs down in the corner, Tellez with it, trying to get to a service, and instead they're going to actually say it took a deflection off of her foot. And it's fighting along the sideline. Forster throw. Nispel up the line. Now Geis with it. Carries up the line. No defenders in her way now. Finally Laura comes over and takes it right away from her. Laura with it. Will play a through ball looking for Borum. Able to step in front is Williams. And it's back to the near side to McCoy. Ball forward for Spear. Huey is there, however, ends up playing it right to Spear. She touches it forward on the left side. Calvin tries a little give and go with Nispel. Calvin with it. Great slide from Huey, however, Nispel chasing down towards the end line. And we're going to see what the official says here. They're going to say the ball was over before either player touched it. It's a goal kick for Goshen.
And I believe that was Palacios who made that play. And again, that's the kind of impact that she has. She just makes different plays. She can pass. She knows how to dribble really well. She can score if she has to. So she's a big player for the Maple Leafs. And a few injuries now and then, but for the most part, she's been staying healthy this season.
Goal kick driven into the middle. Charles and Kloffenstein clash for it. Ball ends up back at Bear's foot. She plays it forward. Now Odell with it. Looking to the near side. Zimmerman and Geis both there. Zimmerman pokes it back to Laura. Laura out left to Charles, and the Maple Leafs have some possession. Now Larson moving forward. Larson on the left. Defender tracks back. Thought she had an overlapping run from Charles, however, no one there. And the ball will trickle over the sideline. Ball thrown forward now. Over Arella's head. Now Spear moving forward. Corner of the 18 will drive a shot, and it's right into the gut of Bear. Makes the save.
And a very dangerous play right there. That could have been the first goal of the game, but very luckily, Bear was able to be in the right spot and hits right at her. Great play right there from the freshman.
Zimmerman coming forward now, looking for Ebersol. Her touch is slightly heavy and comes over the sideline.
But it is still fairly deep into the Huntington side, excuse me. So now at least Goshen can keep it on their side of the field and try to work something to get that first goal of this game.
Some headers, and the ball ends up at the foot of Borum. She drops off for Laura. A service into the box is hard and right to Kuhlman. 25 minutes gone by here. First half, still no score between Goshen and Huntington. Crossroads League women's soccer action. Punt from Kuhlman, spins off to the right. Larson has it. Looking for a teammate, drops it off to Charles. She'll touch to her left, and her pass forward is deflected out of play by Spears. Charles is going to give this one to Larson for the throw. She's got Tellez up the line, Charles in the middle, and now checking in is Borum. Tried to get it to her. Adams gets a foot on it. And now the Foresters moving forward. We got a whistle, and they're going to call a handball on Laura there. However, it might have been worked out in the Maple Leafs' advantage overall because looked like Huntington about to go on the counter there.
And that's exactly what I was saying. And the best interest for the Maple Leafs, a handball might have been the best thing right there as that ball is hit way up in the air.
Great service into the box there, and getting a head on it was Odell. Put it on frame. Luckily, Bear made the save. However, it all was for naught as the offsides flag was up had that one found the back of the net.
And agreed, so it was one of those Huntington was not going to be able to score either way, but a great job by Bear, again, being in position. And as a goalkeeper, you got to be in the right spot. And as simple as that sounds, sometimes it's not depending on where other players are. So great recognition right there from Bear.
And Maple Leafs now with a throw in down the right line and a sub checking in as London Fiesel will come in, a sophomore transfer originally from Plainfield, Indiana, and leaving the field is Lena Charles. The two played together in high school. Thrown in, Fiesel gets her first touch, settles it back, turns towards the middle, still nothing there, trying to just keep possession. Hard defense from behind as Odell knocks it free, now forward to Nispel. Nispel tries to turn, but Telez tracked back very well there, knocked it free. Goshen now with possession. Palacios, she'll look forward. Odell heads it to the center circle, and it's dropped off to the back line. Foresters regain possession. Back and forth soccer here now. Both teams trying to find that little extra energy boost they need to find their first goal. Odell with it now, left side, touches into the box. Geis will try a cross. Spear gets a head on it, and it's going to trickle out wide and over the end line. Goal kick.
And you mentioned the idea, both teams are playing very aggressive, still trying to find that first goal. And as as the players told me, their goal is, for Goshen, they said that their point of emphasis is that you got to play at this level the entire game because they made literally only 3 mistakes that game, and it resulted in all 3 goals as they lost that one to Rio Grande earlier. So that's, I know, a big point of emphasis for them, especially when it comes to your conference opener here at home.
Another goal kick from Katie Bear. This one on the far side. Trickles back to Orella, drops it off to Bear. And once again, she'll play it forward. Fiesel tries to flick it. It bounces over to Borum. She drops it off to Larson. And a drop pass is ended up going to be with a spear. However, a great tackle from Bear. Ball is still in play as Bear retreats back to her goal. With it now is Calvin. Tries playing it forward off of the knee of Huey. Dropped back now. Zimmerman has it, and the Maple Leafs looking to get out of their defensive third and really just breathe for a second.
And to be honest, Andrew, I needed a minute there. I almost was about to tell you that, as that's a very dangerous play. And plays like that right there that Bear made are not very common, actually. So great job right there from the freshman being able to get a foot on that and keep the score here at 0-0.
Yeah, very impressively. It was just outside the 18, so she knew not to use her hands, able to get the sliding tackle in there. However, Huntington still on the attack, service into the box. Spear heads it towards frame. And once again, there is Katie Bear.
And the fact that this, when they drop back to her and just they talk to her, she's doing this all as a freshman. Usually it's hard to make that connection, but until someone's sophomore, even junior year. So great job. And if she sticks with this program by her senior year, she's going to be very hard to stop, and that's going to be very valuable for the Maple Leafs.
Huntington keeping some possession now on the right side. Kloffenstein carries it forward as the right back. Up the line to Adams. Looking towards the middle now, some pressure coming from Telez, so she'll drop it off for Kloffenstein. She'll serve it towards the top of the 18. It bounces once, and then Odell gets a touch on it. Onto her right foot, slots it through. Great pass to Spear over, tracking in from the outside as Larson cuts her off and shields the ball over the end line. Another goal kick for Goshen.
And a great play right there from the defense, as rather than just trying to get it out and force Huntington corner, which would have been their first of the game, but instead shielding it and forcing it to roll out of bounds. So yet another goal kick for the Maple Leafs.
Still no score here. 15 minutes left in the first half between Goshen and Huntington. This goal kick from Bear stays on the ground and right at Palacio. She'll drop it back to Bear, give her a second try. Spear applying some pressure, so Bear this time will just play it safe, kick it over the far sideline.
And that is, like you said, the right play, and a Huntington player was very close right there. And if she gets a foot on that ball, that's probably a goal, or at the very least a very dangerous spot for the Maple Leafs, as there is the throw-in.
A great throw towards the middle, pretty long throw there, and Odell flicked it on. No one making the run to the near post, and Bear will have another chance at a goal kick.
And it looks like we will have a substitution here. It will be number 19, Madison Kidder, originally from Middlebury, Indiana, went to Northridge High School. She will be replacing number 22, Jamie Calvin. And as they run out, that's the only substitution. The first substitution for the Maple Leafs in comparison to Goshen, who has already made 2 of them.
When you look at that, Kidder actually is going to be playing on the far sideline, and they're going to move Millie Adams over to the left side. So she'll be attacking here on the near side. She's applying some pressure to Huey and wins it. Now with it, Adams looking forward. Huey will win it with some help from Laura. Zimmerman to apply the clear. Ebersol trying to keep it forward, but it comes over into the Huntington bench. They'll have a throw.
And one thing to notice from Ebersol, not even just this game, but in the season, is that she especially likes if a ball is coming at her to try to shield them, so that she can get try to get an open opportunity at a chance for a goal or a pass.
Ball down the left side. Geis with it. Palacios beats her to it and will carry the ball over the sideline. Just trying to clear it out and give her team a chance to get back. Throw is dropped off to Odell. Looking towards the middle. Nothing there. She'll cut back to the near side. Now Adams with it. Service in towards Spear at the edge of the 18. Tries turning with it to her left. Touch is too big. Zimmerman comes over to help. Clears it away. Borum fighting pretty heavily with Williams there. Still hustling for the ball. Both of them tracking way forward. And finally Huntington will just serve one towards the box. It'll be cleared away. And however, ends up with a corner kick for Huntington, their first of the afternoon.
And we'll see how Huntington plays the situation. As you said, first corner kick. For some teams, that is what they prefer. They try to get those corner kicks, and it looks like it will be – can't get a good read, but I believe it's Adams taking that corner kick, and as she hits that one, it's up.
Curling towards the near post, deflected further across. It bounces in front of the goal mouth, and then Larson clears it from the back post, but my, oh my, that could have been bad for Goshen. Whew. Another ball into the box. This time Palacios gets a touch on it. Still down there, still not out of pressure. Zimmerman will clear it over the sideline. So a chance to breathe and just a throw in for Huntington.
And a very scary situation well inside the goalkeeper box. And most of the time that one is usually a goal, but very good defense from the Maple Leafs. And we'll see if they can get out of this very rough situation right now.
Adams tries across. This time Laura steps in front and deflects it forward right to Borum. Her touch to the middle is won back by Huntington. Kloffenstein to the far side. Kidder with it. The Elkhart County native from Middlebury. Plays it forward towards the corner for Spear. Spear fakes the cross and cuts it back to her left foot. Now she'll cross it in. Laura heads it to the top of the box. Odell tries to settle it. Mistouches it and has to carry backward. We'll drop it off for Heisted, and Foresters will reset, playing out to the right side. Now Spear with it. We'll play it square for Kloffenstein. Larson came forward and argued she won that throw-in. They're going to say otherwise, but first some substitutions.
And it looks like we will have number 5, Mara Beck, and number 28, I believe it is Cassandra Rodriguez, and they will be replacing Talia Borum and Allison Ebersol. And Huntington will also have a substitution. It'll be Brandy Spear, one of their main goal scorers. She will be replaced. I did not get the chance to see who it was, but a big opportunity for Goshen, as one of Huntington's main scorers is now going to take a rest.
She'll be done for the rest of the first half. That's just under 10.5 minutes. Geis with it, working through the midfield. Taken over by Tellez, dropped to Palacios. She'll shield off to Orella, forward looking for Fiesel. It's just over her head, and Odell flicks it out to the right. Maple Leafs with some possession on the left side of the field. Just trying to make the right connections. Orella with it, working with Larson. Now she'll come back towards the middle. A bit of an awkward tackle there. Kidder ends up with it and plays it square. Odell with it, top of the 18, tracking back. Laura is going to slow her down at least a little bit. She plays it square. Now Geis trying to find a shot. Back to the 18 and cleared by Zimmerman. Good hold by Goshen's back line. McCoy forward on the near side now. She'll drop it off for Adams. It's going to Huntington moving right to left. And now Huntington looks for some possession. Back to Williams in the center circle. The center back out to the right wing. Kloffenstein with it. Service forward, flicked up by Geis. Nipsel tries a side volley and misses it. Orella then tries a side volley and clears it away. Marbek able to get one touch on it before taken away by the swift foot of McCoy. Plays it over far side for Kidder. This time Larson is ready. He takes it off of her foot, and now An ensuing foot race the other direction. Larson gets rid of it into the center circle. Williams will step forward as the center back and win it for Huntington. Ball on the far side now. Shielding with it is Highstead. They're going to say ball goes over, and they're going to give it to Goshen.
Good pressure right there from the Maple Leafs, literally in a spot that no one was going to get to, and now Goshen back on their side. It has been a while since they have, so let's see if they can capitalize on this opportunity.
8 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Huntington in the center circle. Out to Kidder, right side, looks forward for Geis, but Arella will delay the attack. Now into the middle. Here's Telez, drops it off for Palacios. Forward looking for Fiesel. However, Kloffenstein again clears it away. This one will be flicked back to keeper Bear by the back line, and Goshen can now move forward as a unit.
And as they start to push up, Bear will quickly look at her chances right now, and she will punt this up, and this one goes way past midfield yet again.
Great drop kick there from the freshman keeper. Marabeck in pursuit. It's actually going to dribble all the way to the other 18, and Kuhlman will come out to get her first touch in quite a few minutes.
And yes, as you said, Kuhlman's first touch. The idea that, again, Huntington's been on their side for quite a while, probably the longest stretch of this game so far. So we'll see if Goshen gets another one of those runs as we get closer and closer to the end of this first half. About, looks like a little more than 7 minutes left in this first half.
Geis plays the through ball for Kidder. Arella outpaces her to it and will clear it away. Huntington with a throw on the far sideline, about the 18, top of the 18, extended out. Bit of a longer throw into the box. Arella gets the first touch on it. However, Kidder still able to get across into the middle. No one making a run there for the Foresters, and so Katie Bear comes out and grabs it.
And a great decision-making from Bear to go out and get that one. If they would have waited, potential better chance for the Foresters, but obviously with that one, once she got a hold of it, that was it, and the end of that. And she punts that one away now. It's on the left side of the field.
Nice give and go from Adams and Nipsel. Now Adams continuing forward this time. Huey is ready. Takes it back, Telez. To Zimmerman. She'll play it forward. Great touch from Beck. Lays it off for Huey. Maple Leafs building forward. She'll drive one forward. Looking for Rodriguez pushing up. Gets a touch, trying to keep it in. Does so. Cuts back towards the middle. Tries to play a square ball. It's knocked away from her by McCoy. Earns it back from Williams. And the deflection ends right back to Huntington. McCoy. Out the midfield line. Looking forward. Getting a touch on it there is Nicole Pennington. Pennington with it. Checked in for a spear. She'll try a cross. A low-driven one. And not enough mustard on it right towards Katie Bear. Another save.
And right there from Goshen with Rodriguez coming in and playing with that type of energy. That's exactly what Goshen needs at this point, as Bear will drop this one on the ground and pump this away. But that's exactly what Goshen needs to try to get back in this game, because at this point it's been fairly even, but Huntington's starting to edge out in terms of the momentum and the energy.
And now potentially costly turnover. A shot from Nipsel towards the far post. It curls. Bear makes the save. Squirted through her hands and rolled towards the end line. Wasn't able to jump on it in time. It'll be a corner kick, but still a good save from Bear on a counterattack there from Huntington.
Really laid herself out there and basically made the right read with that. And again, very unfortunate that it was able to roll now as another corner for the Foresters. But again, a great save from the freshman.
4 Huntington players in the box on this one. And Geis does get a head on it. It's flicked towards the far post. Adams plays it back towards the middle. And Bear comes charging out to grab it.
Both teams will now be pushing back up to midfield. But again, they are really doing a fantastic job, not even just this game, but all season, of recognizing and knowing where her teammates are and where to be. And that's really hard to do, especially coming in as a freshman and adjusting to the college level of soccer.
Maple Leafs playing it out of the back this time. Larson on the far sideline. Looking for some sort of flick forward. Instead goes backwards to Arella. She'll play it for Rodriguez. And will be a throw-in on the clear from Huntington. Substitution for the Maple Leafs.
It looks like it will be number 16 in Diana Ramirez, the sophomore from Ligonier, Indiana, and West Noble High School. She will be replacing, I believe it is number 10, Bella Larson. She will be coming out. Another substitution for the Maple Leafs.
Great stretch there for Larson. It's her 3rd start of the season And some valuable minutes there on the left wing, and did a great job getting in on the attack while also helping back on defense.
She was able to push the ball up a few times, and although it didn't result in any big chances, with the exception of a few, a great chance right there, and a way to step in right there for the Maple Leafs.
Now Fiesel and Rodriguez looking to put together a bit of an attack here. Fiesel with it now. Well, now we'll drop it off for Ramirez. She'll look towards the middle. Ball finds Beck. Beck drops it off. Ortella's back to Beck. Beck on the right foot. Her shot deflected by Williams out to the near side. Huey in pursuit. It's cleared away by Adams to Zimmerman at the center line. She'll turn up the line, gets to Huey. Huey settles. Working against Adams. Adams takes it away from her. It'll be a Goshen throw.
And it looks like Nipsel was trying to debate that it was off going the other way, but pretty obvious that it was still a Goshen ball.
Laura with it in the middle. To the left now, Fiesel. Forward for Rodriguez. Nice touch off to Beck. She'll take a touch on the left foot. A bit too heavy there. And Williams able to get back on defense. Close opportunity. Best one of the half, you could say, for Goshen.
Easily right there. And I think Beck just wanted one more touch to get it settled down a bit, but unfortunately just a little too strong. And that would have been a great goal for the Maple Leafs. But again, a great chance right there, although it results in no goal.
Goshen now has a throw on the far side. Just under 2.5 minutes left in the first half. No score between these two sides. Ramirez looks up the line. However, the throw is cleared right back to Goshen's back line. Arella forward looking for Fiesel. She gets a touch on it. Flicks it up. It's over Tellez's head. Trying to track it down, however, Adams plays it forward. And here comes Pennington. Pennington to the near side. Adams chasing forward, trying to beat the ball to the sideline. Not going to be able to do it. Goshen throw.
Just a little too much right there. And part of it, as I said, the wind blowing towards us, so going to the left. A very big one right there because, again, just a little too aggressive. And that, but a great opportunity right there for the Foresters, but just not the result they wanted.
Palacios clears it away, not far enough. Nispel with it. About 25 yards out, cuts to the left foot, has a rip. Puts it wide of the far post. And
a big point of emphasis, again, is that Nipsel has been taking a lot of shots, obviously none yet, and a goal still at 0-0 as we reach a little over a minute left here in this first half. But again, I think Goshen has been prepared for this, but the big focus is of what they want to do, and that's just continue to play this aggressiveness, which they definitely have so far.
Bear debating where to play this kick. And into the center circle is the answer, as Arella with it now on the left side to Ramirez. Flicks it up towards Beck. She'll get a touch on it to the sideline. Trying to play it forward, but it scoots over and out.
And that was probably the right play. She knew that she wasn't going to get anywhere else with the offense, so she was able to at least just force a throw in rather than let him move forward. But
now
great
Nispel with it, top of the 18 on the left foot. Drives a shot towards the near post. And it's again wide. Another goal kick for Goshen.
With how that angle was from where I saw, I thought that just went underneath her, but great layout right there from Bear. And with under 30 seconds left, it looks like it will probably be the end of this first half, still at 0-0, but anything could happen here.
Bear not really showing any attempt at pace as we're now at 15 seconds left. And she will put it into play here now as countdown on the public address system. Ball played up into the air. Palacios gets a head on it. It does go back towards Bear. She'll come out and grab it as the half draws to a close. No score here, or no goals, I should say. There is a score. It's 0-0 between Goshen College and Huntington University. And through one half, Tanner, really hard to tell. It could be anyone's game.
And although every time we wanted to say that it was one team's game, it just switched back and forth. I mean, for Huntington, for the most part, there was that real big stretch where the ball was basically inside the goalkeeper box. So interesting to see. Still balanced at this point. And it will be interesting to see how both teams come out in the second half, especially with Goshen knowing that energy and staying consistent was a big focus. So it'll be a very interesting to see what both teams do here.
It's halftime, 0-0 the score. Both teams with chances, neither able to capitalize. We'll recap the first half. We'll have some statistics for you, and we'll look towards the rest of this evening of Goshen College Athletics. All of that coming your way right here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Soccer. halftime. And back at the Goshen College Soccer Complex here as we have a doubleheader for you on 91.1 The Globe. Goshen College women's soccer taking on Huntington University here this afternoon, and it's halftime through 45 minutes, no goals. Both teams with multiple opportunities, and to me, really, there's one that sticks out specifically for both teams. First, it was Huntington. They had that chance on that corner kick into the middle, Tanner, and it bounced twice within the 6-yard box, and Maple Leafs able to clear it away. But that's a really dangerous opportunity.
Oh, and that's something that the Maple Leafs cannot expect to just happen every time. In fact, if it happens again, most likely going to be a goal again. Good defense right there and great talk to know where everyone needed to be. But, again, if you're Goshen, you cannot let that happen because another mistake like that probably results in a goal. And with how close it is in the goal production from the two players of Spare and Nipsel for Huntington, Goshen cannot afford that.
And so now flipping to the other side of the ball, the point that really stuck out to me for the Maple Leafs was there in the last 10 minutes or so, and it was that ball that Mara Beck had. A great combination for the Maple Leafs, ended up with Beck a chance on the left side of the box. However, I think the way you put it really encapsulates what happened. Just wanted one more touch to try to settle it down to get a more pure shot on target. And it was just enough time for the defender to get in there.
And as a player that is, on the field, it's hard because you have something different that is going to be different from other players, and she wanted just one more touch. Very unfortunate because if it was just even just a little softer, probably a chance for a shot. Now whether it be a goal, that depends, but most likely. So very unfortunate for Goshen. But if they can get more opportunities like that, especially for some of their other players, just like Borum and Bauer, they can easily be able to score on that. So if they get another chance like that, most likely a goal for the Maple Leafs.
Indeed, both teams with good opportunities, but still neither can put a tally on the scoreboard. Still reads 0-0 here at the halftime break. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll look ahead at some games coming up the rest of this afternoon and evening, both around the Crossroads League and then also here at the John Ingold Athletic Complex. So keep it locked right here on your home for Goshen College Athletics, 91.1 The Globe. Welcome back to 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. This afternoon, the John Ingold Athletic Complex, our location, more specifically the Goshen College Soccer Complex. My name is Andrew Snyder alongside Tanner Camp, and it's halftime between Goshen College and Huntington University on the women's side. 0-0 the score there. Both teams with some chances, but still waiting for that first crack of the net. Looking elsewhere around the Crossroads League, still no scores coming in technically. today, as the rest of the games are a little bit later this evening. But what are those games, Tanner?
So we got some really good action for you today. We've got Bethel going up against Marion, and that game will be at Marion. Spring Arbor will be traveling down to take on the St. Francis Cougars, and Grace will be taking on Taylor, in which Taylor's actually ranked 20. Grace will be taking on Taylor, and Taylor is ranked 20th in the country.
Yeah, 2 teams ranked in the Crossroads League on the women's side right now. Like you said, Taylor there at 20 and Spring Arbor. They keep bouncing back and forth from the 1 and 2 seed, 1 and 2 seed, when in the end, they're a really good soccer team either way.
And they were last year. I'm pretty sure they were the year before that, and they're just a very good program. And this is probably why Goshen's emphasis is to win these other games, because, and no offense to the Maple Leafs, Spring Arbor's just a really, really good team. And those are games that are going to be hard, especially if it's at Spring Arbor, and even when Spring Arbor comes here. So Goshen's point is win as many of those other games like this game against Huntington, and try to get yourself noticed, like, okay, so they've beaten this team, they've beaten that team, and the idea that you better be careful because we will be coming at you.
I think that's a pretty good mindset for most of the teams in the Crossroads League when they're going to go up against Spring Arbor, because there's just really no way around it. That's a really good Cougar team up there in Michigan. Then looking also on the men's side here tonight, we've got Goshen hosting St. Francis, as Zach Begley and William Troyer will have that call for you here on 91.1 The Globe. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. Then looking elsewhere around the Crossroads League on the men's side, one game happened earlier today, kicked off at 2. It did involve Huntington as they hosted Indiana Wesleyan. That game went all the way to a 2-2 draw between those two teams. Then kicking off here at 4 o'clock was Spring Arbor hosting Taylor, and then Mount Vernon Nazarene host Marion at 7. And Grace hosting Bethel at 7 as well on the men's side. But I'm sure you'll hear more about those games when you're hearing about the Goshen College men's game here on the Globe this evening. As for now, we continue to move on through halftime, under 5 minutes left in the break before we resume action between Goshen College and Huntington University. It's Crossroads League women's soccer action for you right here on your home for Goshen College Soccer, 91.1 The Globe. Welcome back to the Goshen College Soccer Complex. Halftime between Goshen and Huntington, but both teams back onto the field and getting some warm-ups, and the Foresters jogging across. Maple Leafs have decided to go with the juggle circle. And as we get ready for some more soccer here this afternoon, Andrew Snyder alongside Tanner Camp. And 0-0 still the score through the first 45 minutes, as neither team able to tickle the onion sack, as I've heard it said before.
I never have, but I kind of like that though. I think you should keep working with that.
And so as we get ready for the second half, it looks like Maple Leafs are going to be keeping the same players on the field that they started this afternoon's contest with. So we'll run through those real quick. Once again, Katie Bear in goal. And then across the back line, it was McKenna Zimmerman at right back. Across the center is Carolina Palacios and Alyssa Arella. And then Bella Larson got the start at left wing. And then into the midfield. Might need some help here with the who exactly was playing. Well, I know Brenda Tellez was in there in the midfield as well, alongside Lena Charles, and then also Megan Bauer. And then looking up top, you always got to go with your Allison Ebersol and your Talia Borum to round out that Maple Leaf lineup. Caitlin Huey also helping out on the right side as well.
And taking a quick look at if there are any major changes for the Foresters, it looks like, for the most part, they're going to keep the same as they started with, including Kuhlman back in goal for the Foresters. And again, it looks like some other big players. It would be Adams. And it seems number 7, Spear, and Nipsel, 2 key players that Goshen is going to have to keep an eye on as they go about this game. And it looks like you're correct. It looks like Goshen will go back to their entire starting lineup as they started with.
Looking at some quick stats there from the first half, each team had 2 corner kicks and 1 foul apiece. Shots were 12-3, and in favor of the Foresters, they also led 5-0 in terms of shots on goal. However, the Maple Leafs will have the kickoff here in the second half. A little victory there as they'll be traveling right to left here in their home white uniforms. The Foresters countering left to right in their traveling blacks.
And a big stat that you said 12-3 in terms of shots on goal. You'd think it's, shots, excuse me. But still that idea, like double-digit shots compared to Goshen's only 3, yet the momentum is still not on one particular side. So this will be interesting to see, though, how this is played out.
Huntington with some possession here to start as ball to the near side, Spears. However, a 2-on-3 disadvantage. She's still going to try playing forward. Gets around 1 to her left foot. It's poked away from behind by Bauer. Will dribble all the way to Bear. It wasn't an intentional pass, so Bear able to pick it up, and she does.
And a little scary situation right there. Spear with the ball and potentially could have scored first goal, and very early here in the second half as Bear will wait, and she will boot this one up and it'll be right around the midfield line.
Odell gets a head on it, then Palacios gets a knee on it, and it's cleared forward. Adams will shield it. It'll bounce into the Maple Leaf bench. Huntington throw. Bench is located on the near sideline here in front of the stands. Ball thrown up the line. Calvin turns to her left, working against Arella. Still along the sideline, looking for a cross into the middle. Palacios will flick it up to the top of the box. Bauer was there, couldn't quite get a clear on it. Working with it now. And out to the left side is Geis, but this time Huey comes through with it. She'll play it up the line and out. A good clearance there.
And although it's still around the 18 where it was a better chance right there, and great play from the senior in Huey.
Nispel touches it forward to Odell. Plays it square further. Highstead will take a rip. It'll bounce once, and Bear will easily grab it.
And again, the wind looks like it's still coming. It looks like it's been very interesting. It's died down a little bit, and then it's eventually come back. So that's something that's going to be a big change, as the ball could change momentum if it is played especially very high in the air.
Spear touches it forward, bounces back and forth, ends up dribbling towards the far sideline. It'll be a throw for the Foresters. Geis there, looks up the line. Spear touches it back to her. Charles applying some pressure, gets a foot on it, kicks it back out of play. Same thing again, this time. Spears will keep it herself, touching towards the middle. Now a foot race. Huey pokes it away. Now to Bauer, will clear it forward. Ebersol lets it bounce once, flicks it forward. Now trying to get into a foot race. Can't quite get there as Williams tracks over and touches it towards the sideline. McCoy tracks it down, cuts back towards the middle. Ball up the line. Charles first to it. She'll drop it to Huey into the middle for Zimmerman. Back out wide for Charles. Goshen just playing a little bit of keep away, and now we'll play it off of Spear and out of play.
And it seems like it's in the exact same spot the last few times. So, and it looks like, yes, it is. It is Goshen's throw-in.
Huey up the line. Shielding is Tellez. Tries to get it back towards Huey. It's picked off in the midfield. Now Zimmerman picks up the loose ball forward for Borum. Touches it and then takes a bit of a hit, but a whistle before that. She's going to get actually called for the foul before being fouled. And so it'll be a Huntington free kick just on the defensive side of midfield.
And it looks like they'll just tap this one just to get past midfield. So back on their side.
Odell surveys her options out to the near side. Kloffenstein looking forward. Will play square. Calvin with it, tries turning. Larson will clear it off of her and out.
Smart play right there, because on one hand it could have either been a clear that goes far down the line, or it hits out of Huntington, and now it'll be Maple Leaf ball. So the second option is what ended up being resulted.
Throw is up the line. Bauer flicks it further into the middle. Kloffenstein moving forward. Will settle it down. Back towards the corner looking for Adams. Leads her a bit too much. Goshen throw.
But still in a deep position. Goshen's going to have to try to find some way to get back either on their side or at the very least midfield, because this is still a dangerous spot for the Maple Leafs.
Entering the 50th minute of play here this afternoon. Scoreboard still reads 0-0 as the Foresters earn a throw-in. Kloffenstein towards the middle. Skips Calvin towards Spear. She turns with it, and Palacios right there to clear it away. Another throw for Huntington.
And Huntington starting to slowly inch their way closer and closer to the goal. So we'll see how Huntington, if they can capitalize on this, and also how Goshen responds with this.
Ball into the box. It bounces once. Palacios knocks it out towards the penalty kick area, then able to clear it herself. Looks like Huntington still trying to salvage something from this. Ball played forward. Now Nispel with it. 25 yards out, drives one, and it ends up muffing and bouncing in towards Bear.
And I'm a little unsure if that was either a shot attempt or maybe trying to cross, but knowing where the position was, it looked like it was trying for a shot, just not enough on that one.
A great throw from Bear on the outlet. Now forward, Tellez slots it forward for Ebersol on the right foot. One to beat. Williams steps in front just in time. Now Huey with it on the right side. She'll drop it off for Charles near midfield.
But now Goshen has the ball, and it's on their side, so let's see if they can capitalize on this chance right here as Ebersol has the ball.
She'll earn a throw-in for the Maple Leafs. Plays it off of McCoy's shins. Huey will jog over to take it.
And we will see if the Maple Leafs can do like what Huntington did and slowly inch their way closer and closer to the goal.
Not this time specifically, at least, as Huntington able to clear it forward on the right side. Adams coming forward, working against Arella. Slots a through ball for Spear. Only Palacios to beat. Has a teammate in the midfield or in the middle, but Palacios swipes through and clears it away. Still working up towards the near side, and she'll guide it over the sideline. Good defense there from the center back.
And again, she's been making plays like this basically all season so far, and that's especially going to be useful for the Maple Leafs, especially during this conference time when teams are going to be playing especially tough.
Another throw bouncing across the top of the 18-yard box. Tellez will clear it away, now working with Ebersol. Guarded by McCoy. Those two have really been at each other all afternoon. A good battle, and still no goals to show for it for Ebersol. Now Huntington moving forward. Nispel with it. She'll drive a shot. Oh, got the curve on it, and that one will go. The ball looked like it initially was tracking to the left, to Bear's right, and then took a bit weird of a swivel in midair and knuckled back to the right into the back of the net. 1-0 lead for Huntington as Nispel finds the goal.
And again, one of the big players for the Foresters, and she ends up getting the first goal for the Foresters and of the game. So now that Goshen's down, they have to realize the situation they're in. And although there's plenty of time left in the second half, they'd rather get this goal now so they could try to even things up rather than try to score late in the game.
Matea Nispel, her 11th goal of the season, and it gives the Foresters the 1-0 lead. On the restart, ball ends up out of play on the near sideline. Huntington with the throw. Looking forward, it dribbles out near sideline, and it'll go to Goshen. Larson looking up the line. Here's the throw. Adams heads it right back. Spear towards the middle. Now Charles with it for Goshen. Drops it off to Arella. here clear up the line looking for Borum. Instead, it's once again Huntington. Adams into the middle. Now Nipsel trying to swing it across, knocked down by Telez. Now here's Ebersol with it, plays it square for Charles. Just trying to keep some possession here. A sliding pass out wide is errant, and now Geist with it. Forward for Nispel.
And a lot of players in that situation right there as everyone was a little bit scrambled. And here we go, another chance for Huntington.
Nispel across towards the far post. Adams is there, however, so is Larson. And they're going to say, interesting, the side official had said goal kick, however, the center official overruling and giving the corner to Huntington.
Yeah, I originally thought that was because I had thought that when Huntington kicked it, that kicked it out, but it must have hit off of either a leg or an arm of some sort. But it will be a Huntington corner kick as they try to extend the lead, and Goshen tries to get the ball back and try to get a quick goal here as they are down 1-0 here in the second half.
Service towards the near post, Palacios there, and ends up hitting it over the end line again, another corner kick.
Taking this corner kick as she did the last, I believe it is number 22 in Jamie Calvin, the junior from Upper Sandusky, Ohio.
And this time it's Katie Bear coming out to grab it. Looking to outlet with the throw once again. And again finds Bauer towards the near side. She'll turn and volley it forward. Takes a bad bounce over Williams' foot. So now forcing McCoy to track back and help out. Ebersol still applying some pressure. Larson in on it as well. And earns a throw in for the Maple Leafs. Larson has Ebersol in the middle. She'll go to her. She turns with it. Working against Heisted. Heisted shielding well. Drops it off, and now Williams clears it away. It's over Arella's head. Palacios will win it and play it off to Bear. She'll loft it forward. A lot of backspin on it, and it loops over towards the right side. Instead, it's Geist with it. Touches it forward to Spear. Turns to her right foot. Looking for a shot. Trying to cut back to her left, actually. Palacios read that well and poked it free. Still on the attack. Here's Huntington. Heisted square to the near side for Kloffenstein. She'll look towards the top of the 18-yard box. It'll bounce once, and then Huey will tap it away. Out to Odell. Odell on the left foot. Down to the corner for Geist. Back to goal. Tries turning on Huey. Great move there. Got the ball through and then was taken down. Earns a free kick. Basically a corner kick about 5 yards into the field from the flag. We'll see how the Foresters just decide to play it. Here's the service. Ball into the box. Spear got something on it. Looked like it bounced, and Bear couldn't quite see it coming in, but it did bounce, hit her anyway, and then she was able to jump on it off of the second attempt.
And just like in the first half, a very dangerous spot right there for the Maple Leafs. Very fortunate that they were not able, that Huntington was not able to extend this lead, already down 1-0, and they already now have to try to score a goal to tie things up. They do not want to have to try to score two just to tie, and then potential third for that, and that one's outside.
Great ball forward from Charles, looking for Huey. McCoy once again using speed to get back. But the Maple Leafs applying pressure, forcing Huntington into their defensive third. Here's Charles still battling on the far side, and they're going to say took a deflection. It's back to Goshen.
Great play right there from the senior in Lena Charles, making that play going, sacrificing her body and making a great play in order to slide tackle, and now Goshen gets the ball back on their side of the field.
Great flick there from Ebersol off the throw to Borum. Back to Ebersol now. And once again, McCoy getting in there. This time it's going to be a corner kick for the Maple Leafs.
And a big opportunity right here for the Maple Leafs. This could be a chance right here to tie things up, as they would love to do that earlier, or love to do that early here in the second half. So then next goal for either side, it could potentially be the lead.
1-0 still the score right now. 33 minutes remaining in the second half. Huntington on top on a goal from Matea Nispel. Palacios serves it into the box. Deflected out to the top. Zimmerman will have a rip. It's knocked down by Heisted. Out to the near side for Adams, and the Foresters are clear. Ball's cleared away, and now Arella will regain possession for Goshen. Her service towards the middle is won by Geis. Huey there for the Maple Leafs. Ball played forward now. Odell, little hesitation. Now spins back to the middle, plays a square ball to Nispel, about where she struck her first goal. This time she'll play it back to the corner for Odell on the give and go. She'll turn, service back towards the top of the box. Nispel was there, however, not able to cleanly hit that volley out of the air. And it dribbles, and Bear will track it down.
It looks like Nipsel just didn't exactly time that up right. A great attempt from her, but must have just accidentally mishit it, and resulting in, well, just a score stays as it is at 1-0.
Bear will dribble this one out for a while. Now drives it forward to Ebersol on the right side. Tries cutting it back, and again, McCoy takes a deflection and another corner kick for Goshen.
And again, Goshen's had a lot of corner kick opportunities. Now it's just a matter of when they can capitalize that. And as I say that, we have a substitution. It will be number 7 in Catherine Laura, and it looks like she will be coming in for number 13, Caitlin Huey. And it will be, as I say, also Palacios will head over. She will be taking the corner kick. Again, pretty normal for the Maple Leafs. She usually takes those.
A pretty consistent kicker for Goshen. Palacios on the free kicks and corners. This time she tries a low-driven ball, and Geis able to get a deflection on it out towards the right side. Bauer tracks it down, looks forward for Palacios. Almost able to get a touch on it, but it still does dribble out of play with some backspin there. Unfortunate. And a throw for Huntington.
Let's see if Goshen can keep this defensive pressure up and try to keep it on their side of the field. They've been doing a good job of it these last few minutes, but they would love to keep it this way so they could try to get that goal that they really need in order to even things up.
Bauer tries one forward. It's cleared away. Then Tellez plays it forward, and again cleared away. Now Charles will play one forward looking for Borum. Goes to the ground, no whistle, and Huntington will play it out. Adams near side. Little hesitation. Gets around Bauer. Now plays it into the middle, and it's right to the Maple Leafs. Larson forward looking for Borum. Borum waits and lets Williams stitch play. Now gets a touch on it. Now Ebersol back to Borum. Oh, she's in an offsides position there. Unfortunate as she tumbles over the keeper. A great opportunity, but unfortunately offsides.
And I was not too sure. Maybe you have an answer, but I was not entirely sure who was offside. I believe it was Ebersol.
I believe it was actually Borum. The ball through to Ebersol was good. However, when she tried to take a shot, it deflected back to Borum, whose momentum had continued her into an offsides position as she was shoulder to shoulder with a defender. And then the defender was able to stop.
And that right there, right up there, just about the same as that Mara Beck opportunity from the first half. So very unfortunate about that offsides call, but nonetheless, you got to stay with that. And that's been sometimes a problem for Borum, that she does go offsides quite a bit sometimes.
Great work from Charles on the right side as she's able. Now ball skips to the left side. Tellez is there, still in play as Kuhlman tried to clear it away. Back to, they're going to, flag is up now. We're going to see what he says. They're going to say goal kick. And some confusion among the officials, just trying to figure out that the call was indeed that it did go over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Huntington. But all of a sudden, back-to-back good opportunities for Goshen. They're getting that momentum. They can do this.
And they can. The idea, that they're only down 1-0, and it's still on their side of the field as Laura has that one. So they just need to capitalize this, and they got to keep this momentum. So even if Huntington, and as it looks like they will, pushes it on their other side of the field, just keep that momentum and know that they can do this. It's still a very close game here, and still a little less than 29 minutes left in the second half. So plenty of time for the Maple Leafs to mount some kind of comeback.
Ball across the midfield with Huntington. Kloffenstein carrying forward on the right side. Now up the line to Adams, back right to Kloffenstein. She'll drive across into the 18. Spear with it, touches it off. A drive. And Nispel trying to get shot or goal number 2. This one will carry over the crossbar.
And that looked like it was just more towards the middle from about other than that, around the same area where she scored the lone goal of this game. So not a bad attempt. And again, Goshen needs to be aware of where she is at all times because she's the reason that she scored the lone goal.
And you think about it, and she's not afraid. She's shown that's how she scored her goal. She's not afraid to take those shots from 20 to 30 yards out. And not every player feels comfortable doing that. Some like to be more intricate or try get it out wide and cross it back to the middle. You think about Nate Nussbaum on Goshen College's men's side, really good at taking those 20 to 30-yard shots from outside the box. And so it looks like Nispel is that person for the Foresters. And so then Maple Leafs, they've been recognizing that. They've got to try to put someone on her at all times. Ball forward for Ebersol. Great work there to shield the ball. Now into the box. Has a shot. And it lifts up over the crossbar. And out of play. A goal kick for Kuhlman. But like we've been talking about, more offensive opportunities for Goshen.
And we'll have a substitution here. It will be sophomore London Fiesel coming in. She will be replacing the sophomore in Megan Bauer. Again, Megan Bauer back on the field after missing a little bit off of an injury. But good to see her come. She's been doing fairly well for the Maple Leafs in this game, as this one will be the goal kick will be towards midfield now.
Far side, Zimmerman has it. Her pass forward deflected by Geis. Zimmerman tries a second time, and this time it gets through. Charles in pursuit. She'll keep it in play. Gets around the defender and McCoy. Now looking for a cross. It's towards the near post, and Kuhlman will come out and grab it. Kuhlman on the punt. Better contact on this one. It gets across midfield over Arella's head. And now Spear moving forward with it. Settles it down to her left foot now. Top of the 18, cuts back to the right. Will drive a shot. Palacios is in front. And then Arella to clear it away. Now Odell to Nispel. She'll try a shot. This one not as good of contact, and it dribbles wide.
But as you said with Nispel, it's for some players, it's good to kind of have that, that idea of that I'm not afraid to take certain shots. But obviously, sometimes it's just like that one right there where it's just way too left, way too right, and chances where you could have made maybe a pass now resulted in just a shot that is way out. Other times, just like she did earlier in the second half, it scores in the goal as a goal, just like the lone goal here in this second half.
25 minutes and change remaining in the second half. Goal kick won in the middle by Nispel. Spear chasing it down now out towards the near right corner flag, but Larson is there for Goshen. She'll play it off to Arella, who then drives it out of the defensive end line. Huntington still applying the pressure now. Adams with it. She'll carry into the offensive third and looks for a cross towards the middle. This one drifts too close to the goalkeeper. Bear comes out and grabs it.
Looks like Bear is scouting out the field, trying to see if she can make any plays, but she will just punt this one away, and this will hit. Looks like a little short of the midfield line.
Charles working against Geis. Flex that pass. And instead, Huntington will come over to the near sideline. Carrying forward now is Kloffenstein. Now towards the sideline, looking back towards the middle. Has a square ball to Odell, gets it to her. She turns with it. Has it on her left foot. Looks like she's trying to get back to her right. Can't do it, so she'll drop it off for McCoy. McCoy with it. Now slots it forward for Nispel. Spins to her left. Now ball played out towards the corner. Geis with a chance at a cross. Left-footed cross low towards Spear. She'll let it run through. Great job from Laura. Able to squeak a foot in there and snag it away. Otherwise, Calvin was there looking for a finish. Maple Leafs looking for some sort of counter. Here's Borum near midfield. She loops out and will come towards the left sideline corner. It's going to be cleared away by Kloffenstein. Maple Leaf throw in and a substitution.
And it will be number 28, Cassandra Rodriguez. She will be coming in, and she will be replacing Talia Borum. And talking about Borum, as we said earlier, she's been a big factor. She's been fairly quiet so far in terms of, at least stat-wise. She's been having very, very physical battles out there so far. So maybe she needs this break after being so physical a little more in the second half. So we'll be interested to see how Rodriguez does, bringing a lot of energy in that first half, see if she can do the same here in the second.
Ball trickling along the sideline, and Foresters do a good job to keep it in play and intricately work their way up the near sideline. And finally, Arella able to get something on it and clears it away. At this point, the Foresters now 3/4 of the way up the near sideline, and with 23 minutes left here in the second half, trying to expand upon their current 1-0 lead, off of goal from Matea Nispel earlier here in the second half. Klopfenstein trying to get the throw-in location from the center official. Now she has it, and will look towards the middle. Odell tries to flick it on, doesn't actually touch it, and it just bounces back to Palacios. She'll clear it out. Williams and Ebersol battling for the loose ball. Williams will win it forward. Now finally gets rid of it to Adams with some time. She'll carry towards the 18, now cuts back towards the corner, down to the end line. Working against Larson, tries to get around her, can't do so. Alyssa Orella came over to help. Now a ball served into the middle from Klopfenstein. Flicked further on by Nispel, looking for Spear, and not able to keep it in play. Good chance. Now the clock has been stopped as the center official is going to be talking with the sideline official about something. I'm not quite sure what this could be alluding to. There's 22 minutes and 10 seconds left on the stopped clock. Huntington on top 1-0 right now. And center official talking with his assistant on the near sideline. Not sure if it's something to do with the benches, some bench etiquette or something.
And it was, I saw him, he was pointing towards something. As you said, I believe it might have been towards the bench, maybe towards the coach saying some stuff. But I cannot get a good...
He also seems to be looking, holding his eye of some sort. I don't know if he lost a contact. I thought I heard him say something about his glasses. Looks like if the referee is not able to see, that would be a problem. Maybe his contact fell out. Talking with both head coaches right now, Amanda Burge and Scott Gloden right now. So we'll see what kind of verdict we get from this.
If indeed, as you said, it was some type of contact situation, not good, especially as a referee. You kind of need to be able to see, as both teams will be coming in for a break, and for both sides, much needed, as this has been.
Well, not the scheduled hydration break you see on the hot, humid days of the earlier season type things, but not sure it has anything to do with that. Either way, it does work, as both teams are over on the sideline getting a drink. We'll see what happens when I guess we'll take a quick break here. We'll step aside, and when we come back, hopefully have some more information for you. Once again, the score 1-0, Huntington on top of Goshen College in women's soccer action here. 22 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second half, and we'll resume action for you coming up right here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. Paused here midway through the second half. It is pretty interesting how it did almost come exactly at 3/4 of the way through the match. We're about 20 seconds after that supposed 75% mark, as we have 22 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. A brief stoppage of play here as the center official seems to have lost his contact.
And as said, as an official, that's probably not the best thing to lose a contact if you're trying to figure out certain calls. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing something about that. He's probably going out to get his contact so he can see.
Yes, indeed. He did head out to the parking lot as he did need to get proper eyewear so that we can resume the, like I said, 22 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. Huntington is on top, 1-0 on a goal from Matea Nispel. It's her 11th of the season, and a great way to open the Crossroads League season for the Foresters as they are up 1-0. We're going to step aside as we continue to wait for the center official to return. However, in about a minute or two, we'll be back as we continue coverage of the second half here between Goshen and Huntington on 91.1 The Globe. We're back, and for good this time as we continue Goshen College soccer here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. Goshen College taking on Huntington University on the women's side here. Opening of a doubleheader. Later this evening, the men host St. Francis. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. as they look to extend on 6-game home shutout streak here at the Goshen College Soccer Complex. Should be a good contest. Coverage here on The Globe from Zach Begley and William Troyer. As we get ready for the restart here, as Bear will play the goal kick, and the clock starts ticking down again. The center official now wearing a pair of glasses instead of contacts as we get back underway.
And I'm sure he's going to be talking about that, trying to get some as soon as possible, but very good that that situation is all cleared. I'm not sure what would have happened if something would have happened, but nonetheless, we're all good to go now. We've got some great soccer action back with you.
Ball in the midfield, bouncing back and forth as teams look to gain a little bit of possession. This time, a through ball for Spear. Arella's going to get there first, trying to play it back. Spear will beat her to it. Serves it back towards the penalty spot. It's settled down by Nispel. Second touch is too big. Arella will let it run as Bear calls for it and comes out and picks it up.
And again, some big-time opportunities for Huntington. Obviously, the one from Nipsol with that goal, but very fortunate that for Goshen that the score is not any bigger than it is, because Huntington's had some great opportunities to extend this lead.
And now looking for another one. And again, that Maple Leaf back line, really great job of marking up, working against Spear and Calvin up top there, as Palacios and Arella, and even Zimmerman doing a great job back as well. Ball on the far sideline. Working up is McCoy, now slots it back. Here's a shot towards the far post, and it sails wide of that far post. It was Spear getting something on it. A good opportunity building down the far sideline, and it does just result in a goal kick.
And as you say that, we have some substitutions. That will be number 13, Caitlin Huey, and number 23, Megan Bauer. They will be replacing number 28, Cassandra Rodriguez, and number 10, Bella Larson.
Bear to put the ball back into play. Just over 20 minutes remaining here in the second half. Bauer looks to flick it on. Now Huey with it. She'll touch it down the line. Looked like it hit Kloffenstein's hand. The center official did see it. He was looking for any sort of advantage. There wasn't any. It'll be a Goshen free kick.
And that was a pretty obvious one. Sometimes if you're in a wrong position, you just don't see it. But for the most part, I think for both sides and everyone that saw that, it was a hand. It was a handball.
And Tanner, I don't know if you were actually here for this game a few weeks ago, but we have something happening here that is unique to Goshen College. It's Katie Bear coming up to take a free kick on the offensive half of the field. And She's done this before, and she's had quite a bit of success. She scored, actually, for the Maple Leafs.
And I did hear about that, but I did not see that. But not something you usually see. Very different just in soccer in general. So we'll see if she can do the same thing here.
Well, look, now here the keeper has about 2 or 3 more inches than the keeper that afternoon did, as Bear does indeed drive this forward. It lifts towards the far side of the box. It bounces once. Zimmerman is there, still with it, tries cutting it back. It's poked loose. Charles chasing it down. Laura there as well. Calvin in pursuit for the Foresters. Charles with it still. Coming across the field now. Slides it out to Bauer. Bauer touches it back towards the middle. And headed out by Williams. Continued on by Adams. Now Spear with it across midfield. Orella there. She sticks her and gets it off to Tellez. Looking forward for Huey. Tries to split a gap. It ends up with Kloffenstein. She'll clear it out right to the foot of Bauer. Bauer drops it off for Orella. Looking at her options. Looking into the middle. Tellez pass forward, picked off by Odell.
Goshen right now trying to keep it on this side of the field. They've got a lot of momentum, a lot of energy. This one's close.
And Ebersol, good work tracking out, poked it free, wasn't able to get around to the defender, however. Forster's just forced to clear it out. Goshen will have the throw.
And looks like we will have some substitutions. It will be number 42, Nicole Pennington, and number 19, Madison Kidder coming in, but they will not be coming in quite just yet, but those will be the subs once the next stoppage of play happens.
Clear it up, and Charles will track all the way back and lay it off for Bear. She clears it out. Now Geis with it. Still looking forward on the attack. Palacios away with it. Now Odell coming forward. Touches it to the middle for Nispel. Bauer takes it away from her. Looking for Ebersol. Fiesel gets a foot on it, and still somehow Huntington brings it to the near side. Kloffenstein now. Here comes Huey charging over. Kloffenstein turns back towards the middle. Now Odell. Slots it forward. Spear with a nice little flick looking for Calvin. Charles reads it well and clears it to the far corner.
That's a good play right there. Although didn't have much power, didn't get very far, it still got him out of that very dangerous spot. And there could have been another chance for Spear to score. And now the subs that I mentioned earlier, again, in Nicole Pennington and Madison Kidder, they will be coming out, and they will be replacing number 22, Jamie Calvin, and I believe it looks like a number 11 in Tessie Geis.
Kidder, the freshman out of Middlebury, Indiana, spent her high school days in the halls of Northridge High School. Throw into the middle. Bauer looking to collect it. It deflects and bounces in the middle. Odell trying to turn upfield. Looking for a through ball, trying to find Kidder. And the pass is too hard, and it travels over the end line.
And with that, it looks like we will have another substitution, but for Goshen side, Talia Borum and Bella Larson will be returning, and they will be replacing number 17, London Fiesel, and I believe it is number 26, McKenna Zimmerman, which is Zimmerman's first time that she has come out. For the most part, the rotations have been pretty much the same, but Zimmerman coming out for her first time in this entire contest.
Yeah, you sub one of your wings, and then you sub that wing in for the other wing later on in the half. This seems how to be. Larson and Zimmerman, the wings being subbed. Huey in the mix as well. Charles lobs this one forward as the Maple Leafs looking for some offense. Huey is still there. Tracking out to the left sideline now. Still has some possession, though, for the Maple Leafs. Keeps it in play. Kidder drops back on the double team and takes it away. Now Heisted back up the line to Kidder. She'll keep it in play, but it's right to the foot of Orella. Orella square into the center circle for Charles. Charles chips one forward looking for Zimmerman. McCoy gets a head on it. Back into the center circle. Now Laura will lob it free over to Charles again. This time her pass deflected by Spear out to the near sideline. Orella with it. Has Bauer up the line if she can get it there. She does. Now Bauer back towards the midfield. Curls one in towards the penalty spot. Great cross. And it's going to deflect and just dribble towards Kuhlman.
And what a great sequence there of passing the ball around. And Huntington, every time they tried to get it out of there, Goshen was in the right spot to be able to be there. So a great attempt right there from the Maple Leafs. And if they could have more plays like those, that could be a better chance for them to try to score. Again, it is still 1-0 in favor of Huntington. We have now entered less than 15 minutes left, so Goshen's got to be aware that their time is starting to slowly go down and that they're gonna have to score a goal here pretty soon.
Well, you say that means we are entering the 75th minute of play. Now, we talked about last year the two teams met between the 75th and 77th minute. In that 2.5 minutes, Goshen scored 3 goals en route to a 3-2 win. They'd love to have those today. As Huntington with the throw in here on the near side. Kloffenstein forward. Arella gets a touch on it. Kidder plays it towards the middle, looking for Spear. Palacios the first there, though.
And as I've seen so far with Kloffenstein, when she throws a lot farther than probably normally seen in women's soccer. So that's probably something that Huntington tries to take advantage of as they go through different matches.
Trying to take advantage of some possession through the midfield now. Odell slides it out to the left. However, that pass too close to Charles. The defender swipes it away. Williams in the middle. Looking at her options up the field. Doesn't have many. Now gets a cut from Kidder looking on the right side. Has it at the corner of the 18. Arella takes it away from her out of the air down towards the corner flag, but with possession. Now she'll just clear it out of play. 13.5 left here in the second half. Goshen trails 1-0 to Huntington. Long throw again from Kloffenstein, flicked further by Spear and even further by Pennington. This time Bear reads it well and comes out and grabs it.
She's going to punt this away a lot quicker. She's going to make a play quicker. Usually she's settled down a bit and tried to read, but instead she'll get this one out quick, as I think she's aware of how much time is left in the game.
Huey tries flicking one forward. Williams jumps up to get a head on it. Heisted looking for Kidder. It's just out of her reach, and the Maple Leafs will get a throw. Ball up the line. Kidder heads it up. Now will settle it down herself as Bauer comes back to win it. Kidder still working, and somehow gets it forward to Pennington. She'll lose it to Palacios. Now Laura. Laura square for Charles. Charles looking to flick forward by Ebersol to Borum. Borum back to Ebersol. Now 3 players on the ground. Didn't quite see what happened there. The ball was cleared away. Now we've got a stoppage of play. Is Ebersol, as the trainer being called onto the field for Allison Ebersol, slow to get up here. And we'll see, take a minute just to see how long she'll be down for. She already is sitting up as trainer Emily Osborne out there.
And taking a look a little closer in that, I could not tell who the Huntington player was, but I know, as said, Ebersol, who's down right now, and Borum was the other player. So I don't know, maybe if, and it looks like, as I'm trying to get a closer look, it looks like it's somewhere around the ankle, so maybe a cleat hit in a spot that was not supposed to hit. Maybe she has a bad ankle anyways, so looks like they're going to check that out and get a better idea of what the status will be.
And Ebersol still being attended to by the trainers as the Maple Leafs, the rest of the team over on the bench, getting some water and a little bit of coaching here. Clock is stopped at 12:28 here left in the second half. Had a 6-minute stoppage earlier in the half for some optical issues from the referees. Now another stoppage, this time an injury for the Maple Leafs as Ebersol being attended to by the trainers. 1-0 the score. The Foresters on top as Matea Nispel struck gold earlier here on in the second half. A shot looked like it was going towards the left side of the goal and then waved back towards the right. Too late for Katie Bear to react and get back for it as the Foresters took the lead. Ebersol now being helped off to the near sideline is favoring her left leg, the right leg putting no pressure on it. Earlier this season she was wearing a knee brace for most of the game, so not sure if it has something to do with that. Hopefully it is not a re-injury, and hopefully not anything too major for her, key component of this Maple Leaf team.
And as you say that, number 11, Tessie Geis, goes in and she checks in for number 4, Millie Adams, and Zimmerman looks to come in. I'm assuming it's replacing Ebersol. So, again, as you said, scarier situation is that she's not putting any pressure, so hoping that it's nothing any worse, maybe just a sprain, but again, hoping that it's not worse. So we'll get that checked. They'll get that checked out, and hopefully she'll be coming back very soon. As you said, a very big contributor to this Maple Leafs team in general.
And you mentioned there that Zimmerman, the sub in for Ebersol. If you don't think those two names quite make sense in terms of a substitution, it's because they don't. Zimmerman comes in and will take over at left back. They're going to shift Lena Charles forward into the offense now. Ball played forward by Bear on the restart. Charles gets a head on it, flicks it forward. Tellez there as well, still working. Williams holding her own and gets it away. Pennington, Odell now working far sideline. McCoy, a little bit of a space. Now she'll dribble forward and across the center field line. Service into the middle. Now Geis with it. Has Spear on her left and a run all the way on the right from Kidder. Will play Spear. She's into the 18-yard box on the left foot. Takes a shot near post. Bear pushes it wide. Corner kick for Huntington.
Very good recognition right there from Bear. Was in great position near the post since that's where it could have been. Also prepared in case she tried to go across the goal and hit that right side. But instead, she makes a great read right there. And now it'll be another corner kick for the Foresters. And it will be Spare who actually takes this corner.
Spear serves it in. It's drifting right at Bear. She grabs it just off of her line. Not really a great offensive opportunity unless anyone was going to jump in front there, but Bear quick enough. She'll settle it down now onto the ground and dribble out. Has been struggling with her punts a bit today. Has been kicking the ball better off of the turf itself, so she'll drive this one over to the far sideline looking for Charles. Loose ball in the middle. Now Larson with it. Larson struggling against Odell. Laura in on it, working against Geis. Geis turns with it, now moving forward. 2-on-3 disadvantage. Spear on her left. Now Kidder coming forward on the right. She'll play it to her. Corner of the 18 with it. Trying a service. It's off of Zimmerman's back. Zimmerman with it now. She'll play it out of bounds. Throw in for Huntington. 10.5 left here in the second half.
And you talked earlier about Bear and her punts. If you even notice when she does punt it either way, she likes to go off the bounce, or at least that's when she's most effective. So that's just something that is, and I've seen so far all season as we go about, as this one is up and it goes in the box, but it will be Palacios who heads that one out.
Now with it, Odell working with Tellez on her back, spins to her left, going to get a rip off, mishits it, and it dribbles right to Bear. She's not even going to use her hands on this one. Well, now she does. She uses her feet first to settle it, then picks it up with her hands. And we'll punt this one away. Great contact on this one. It bounces once before Williams will settle it down. Loses it to Tellez in the middle. Picked off of her foot. Laura trying to get to it, then Charles now with it. Away from her by Geist. Geist now just working for possession, gets rid of it to McCoy. McCoy dribbling forward on the left. Cuts back to the center now. Has a square option. Instead, will chip it forward and misses the target. Arella ends up with it. Now she'll play it forward over Tellez's head. Right at the midfield line. Here's Odell tracking back. Great job there from Huey. She'll play it forward looking for Borum. Just behind her. Williams will clear it away.
And as we say with this, now we have entered into single-digit minutes. It is now less than 10 minutes, and actually it is almost just a little more than 9 minutes left in this second half.
Spear with a chance. She'll drive one from about 30 yards out. It deflects out near side. Zimmerman will help it out over the sideline. A throw-in for Huntington.
And we will have a substitution. Returning into the game will be Millie Adams, and she will be replacing, well, the woman who substituted for her earlier. She will be replacing Nicole Pennington.
Throw down in the corner for Huntington. Kloffenstein, the long throw into the 18-yard box. It's headed back up top by Bauer. Odell first there, but Tellez straight right on her back and going to earn the free kick. Great job there battling, and too much tugging from the Foresters.
And as that free kick was going on, I just thought that there have really not been that many fouls called this game, and that could be a difference maker, getting in good position. There was one chance that Goshen had that almost resulted in a fairly nice scoring opportunity, but we'll see if they can continue, if this continues, or if they'll start calling it. But again, less than, I believe now, now we're about 8 minutes left into this second half, so Goshen's really going to have that mentality that if you're going to have to score, now is the time to do it.
Kidder with it on the near side. Little fancy footwork, trying to get a cross in. Ends up with Odell just outside the 18. Trying again to turn to her left. And again, Tellez denies it. A nice little give and go with Adams does work out well until Laura steps in the way. She has it now, and she'll clear it out top. Charles settles it down and lays it off looking for Larson. Too much of a gap between the two, and stepping in is Highstead. Now forward for Spear in the 18. Palacios will step in front of her. Ball's just running, and now Bear will come out and grab it.
And we'll see what Goshen does here and what Scott Gloden will do here as he is aware of the situation. That time is starting to run out, and, well, 3/4 of the field, a kick from Bear.
Great punt there, and Huntington just forced to clear it away. Goshen will get a throw in from it, as Zimmerman will have it just across midfield.
And the ball actually goes into the stands, and looks like almost hit one of the assistant coaches there, but luckily it did not.
Huey working on the near side against Kloffenstein. It's deflected out of play. Huntington throw. Long throw looking forward. Zimmerman ready for it. Deflects it up. Huey keeps it in play. Back to Laura now. Laura settles it back to Zimmerman. She'll lob it forward. Headed out of play by Nispel. Another Goshen throw.
But it still stays on a fairly positive side for Goshen, about midway on their side. And as they slowly start getting their way closer and closer, this could be a good opportunity right here. We'll see what they have up their sleeves, as they would really need a goal here in order just to tie things up.
Working forward, Spear with it now. She's been leading the attack this afternoon for Huntington. It's picked off of her from Bauer, tracking back. Zimmerman up to Borum. Borum with some possession, now out to Charles. Charles looking back into Borum, just over her head and cleared away. Now Laura up on the attack. Met by Geist, and she'll play it forward. It's through. Flag stays down. Palacios able to clear away before Adams would have been in on goal there.
And that's just something about Palacios that you always see, that idea that you think, like, if there's a good opportunity in a one-on-one situation, Palacio does a good job of winning those. And now in a really good opportunity right here for Goshen. Borum trying to find something to do, works her way
down towards the end line, now back, left foot cross, and a sliding clear there from the Foresters. Now Geist with it, has Adams to her left, trickles a pass out there, she'll carry it across the midfield line. Trying to cut it back, Laura makes it difficult, but still able to get it there. Geist will carry to the near sideline for Kidder. Kidder 2 touches forward. Now down the line looking for Spear, it's too heavy. Arella will shield this one out of play. And a goal kick for the Maple Leafs. Just under 5 minutes left here in regulation. 1-0 still the score in favor of the Foresters.
And as Bear's getting this set up, I think she has to have that awareness that now that we're under the 5-minute mark, this is where you really need to start getting your physical, so that at the very least, if you got to give your 100% effort, because you still need to try to score a goal, which is still possible for the Maple Leafs. But if they need to do it, it needs to be really soon.
Charles and Laura in the midfield circle trying to play a little possession. Now they're going to get Palacios involved in the action. Touch forward to Charles. Across the center circle, still has possession. Now we'll play it up the line, looking for Huey. Kidder has it. We'll drop it off. Huey still working. Back to Kidder. Can she keep it in play? No, she cannot. Throw in for the Maple Leafs. Here comes McKenna. Zimmerman throw to the middle, but first, looks like we're going to have no center official stopped thinking there were substitutions. There were not. And now Zimmerman's throw up the line. Back to Zimmerman, service into the box, off of Bauer's back, and right to Odell. She'll clear it up the near side. And Arella trying to play it back forward for the Maple Leafs, ends up playing it off of Spear and out of play. She'll then quickly take the throw in to put it back in. And Palacios will drive it forward for Goshen. Clear on the ground enough. Kidder with it now for Huntington. Has Highstead to play with. Her touch is too big. Zimmerman takes it away. She'll play it forward for Bauer. Couldn't get through enough, though, as Nispel, the goal scorer, now tracking back and seems to only be worried about defense, protecting that win. That's what she cares about. 3 minutes remaining for Goshen.
Good opportunity here for Goshen. They've been on their side for quite a while now. But as you said, Huntington at this point probably not thinking more about scoring goals and just on playing defense, as they know that one goal and it could either be tied up or, like this opportunity that we see right here, could extend the lead.
Geist with it on the left foot. Trying to cut back. Laura there applying some pressure. She'll drop it off for Odell, out left for Adams. Adams touches forward. Still no pressure now. Bella Larson comes out to apply some. Adams gets around her into the box now. Cuts it back towards the penalty spot. Laura steps in front. Now Larson coming the other direction for Goshen. Looking forward. It's deflected, but still gets to Tellez. Back into Laura. Or excuse me, Larson forward now. Now back out to Tellez. She'll look into the middle, finds Bauer. Bauer's touch forward, just wide, but Maple Leaf still with some chance at offense here. And now Huntington looks for a quick counter. Hysted forward to Spear. Spear has Kidder to work, or excuse me, Geist to work with. Slowly dribbling to the right side, still in the center of the field, however. Now cuts it back to the left for Geist. Into the box, flag stays down, left foot shot. Dribbles past Bear. Looks like she did get a touch on it. And so it does get credited as a save, but it does go over the sideline. A corner kick for the Foresters.
And very fortunate right there for the Maple Leafs. As you said, I think Bear was able to get a hand on it just to deflect that. But if that one goes in, that's probably your game. I mean, already down 1-0, and with about 1:30 left, Goshen's going to need to get out of this corner situation and be really quick with something if they want to get back as they.
There's a shot, and there's a goal service into the box as Palacios tried to clear it away. Instead, it ends up at Spear's foot, and she calmly steers it into the upper right side of the net. 2-0 lead for the Foresters. And as you had said, 1:30 minute when you were talking, now 1:22 on the clock, and the 2-0 lead will seal the deal for the Foresters. Borum in the center circle. Goshen still with, like we said, they still do have 82 seconds to try to salvage something here. And now going to be a free kick for Huntington at the center circle. Looks like they might be calling Charles for being across the line before the kick actually happened. Not something you see called very often, I'm not sure I've ever actually seen that called, but there it is. Spear with it now. Huntington looking to add a third goal here before the day's over. And it's cleared away by Laura. Huey working, trying to get it back. Tellez will play it forward, looking for Borum. Flicks over her, and now we've got a stoppage of play as Borum goes down. And now she gets back up right as the official stops the clock for her at 40 seconds. Looked a bit awkward as the clearing head from the defender bounced right off of Borum.
And for the official, that is a right because the ball was hit right to the head, and that's something that you got to be really careful for in that situation. And it looks like the clock will not continue.
And now the official is saying that since she did stay down after the initial hit and falling to the ground, Borum does need to come off and check off. Since the clock was stopped, she does need to be subbed off or come off the field at least initially. And so London Fiesel will check in. If head coach Scott Glowden did want to put Talia back in, he very well could right away with some clearance from athletic trainer. But looks like with only 40 seconds left on the clock, most likely done for this afternoon.
And it will be interesting later on. Already seen Ebersol with her ankle injury, so we will see now how Borum goes with that situation. It would be very unfortunate if she were to be out with some type of head injury.
Clock restarted on a drop ball there. Maple Leafs with it now. Larson plays it forward. Clock ticks under 30 seconds remaining. 2-0 the score. Huntington on top. Larson heads forward. Tellez working out wide. Adams with it. Larson again serving it forward. It's flicked on top of the 18. Little bit of an option here. Huey with it. Tries putting something, but it's cleared away. Great job there from Nispel. Still Charles with it down in the right corner. Was looking for some sort of cross. Looks like the Foresters just going to stall this one out. And that'll wrap up this afternoon's opening game of the doubleheader as Goshen College falls to Huntington University on the women's side. 2-0 the final score. And Tanner, you had talked about when talking with some of the women on the team about their last game at Rio Grande, how it was they played a great game. They made 3 mistakes, and those 3 mistakes cost them 3 goals. To some extent, there did seem to be some of that here this afternoon. Both teams played well. Goshen had great opportunities, but they did make some mistakes, like especially that second goal there, and Spears made him pay.
And as I have said, and very fortunate, though, that on some of those mistakes, Katie Bear, being the outstanding goalkeeper that she's been this year, was able to read that and get a hand on it or grab it and and hold on to the ball. But the problem is just that eventually those mistakes still do result in a goal sometimes, and that did show more towards the second goal. The first goal from Nipsel was just a great shot, and there was, other than maybe some more pressure, there's nothing more Goshen could have done. That's just a great shot from a great player and one of Huntington's better players on the team. So a great effort here from the Maple Leafs, though. But again, those mistakes still did result in a 2-0 loss here for the Maple Leafs in their conference home opener.
We'll step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you a quick recap and a few final statistics that we can find for you here on this contest. And that'll wrap up the opening game of this evening's doubleheader. So keep it locked right here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. Back at the John Ingold Athletic Complex here this afternoon as the Goshen College women's soccer team falls to Huntington University 2-0, the final score. The goals coming from Matea Nispel and then Brandy Spear. The two players we mentioned in the pregame, the two prolific offensive scorers for Huntington, and both finding a way to get it done here this afternoon as Huntington picks up a win in the opening of the Crossroads 2017 Crossroads League season. Goshen falls to 0-1. My name's Andrew Snyder alongside Tanner Camp. And Tanner, really, what are some of your impressions from this game?
Well, first off, I knew it was going to be a fairly balanced game. These two teams had some positives and negatives coming in. Obviously, Huntington coming in off on a hot streak that they are still now currently on. And Goshen coming in, they said that they were very prepared for this game and that they were ready to take on the Crossroads League, as it is very tough, of course, including teams like Taylor and the main one being Spring Arbor. But something else that I just really take away from this is that they did keep fairly consistent, as I talked about that they needed to be. There were probably a few more mistakes, but again, it's also a lot of pressure for some players, like Katie Baird, her first Crossroads League action. Even players who are new to this program, like London Fiesel, the sophomore. So it is hard, especially when you have very good goal scorers like Nipsel and like Spear. So that's just something that I take away. Is that Goshen needs to just be able to bounce right back into this, as they will be taking on Bethel as a big rival game in any sport, as always. So they need to have that mindset that they can, it is very upsetting, but they need to get right back into it, as although one loss in the Crossroads is very tough, they got to bounce right back because the next one isn't going to be any easier.
Looking at some final statistics, and when you look at these numbers, it's not going to sound like this was a very even game. But realistically, especially in the first half, a lot of opportunities for both teams. Huntington does end up registering 23 shots, 10 of which were on target. 2 of them that found the back of the net being Nipsel and Spear. They also were credited 3 fouls, and picking up the win in goal was Kuhlman. As for the Maple Leafs, 4 shots, none of them on target. 4 fouls. They did have 8 saves credited to goalkeeper Katie Bear. Great job for her. Looking at individual leaders for each of the teams, we've already talked. Spear and Nispel lead with 1 goal apiece. Nispel comes out on top in terms of shots. She had 11 this afternoon. Allison Ebersol led the Maple Leafs with 2 before coming off about 15 minutes early with that foot injury. During the ending handshakes at the end of the game, she had her sock shoot everything off and was on crutches already. So not necessarily a great sign. However, hopefully not a season-ending injury for her, so that she can continue on playing for the Maple Leafs.
And some other just big things as I hear about that. As you said, like if you were to let me just see this game without watching it, and then you see shots just taken, and the number difference, the fact that it was, remind me, 28-10. That's an 18-shot difference, and those 18 shots, the fact that 2 of them were in the back, or the 28, excuse me, that they were in the back of the net, you'd think like this was not that lopsided, in all real honesty. You know, again, as you talked about, Nipsel and Spear taking a lot of those shots. Nipsel being a player that normally takes a lot of shots, is not fearful of that. So that's something that Goshen needs to be aware. They might not always find players who are just willing to shoot if they're always wide open, but they should be. They could be, especially when they go up against teams of definite higher levels. Again, big one talking about Spring Arbor.
Well, another team. The team the Maple Leafs need to focus on the most next is Bethel. That's their next contest. That's Tuesday evening. Another home contest for the Maple Leafs as they host the Pilots. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. And when you look at other games, there was one other game in the Crossroads League that night as well, and it's the Huntington Foresters. They will be hosting St. Francis to open their home Crossroads League 2017 schedule. We'll see how that goes for them as well. Once again, Goshen takes on Bethel on Tuesday night. That's here at the John Ingold Athletic Complex. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. And you can find more information on that contest and all Goshen College athletics on goleafs.net. Once again, my name's Andrew Snyder alongside Tanner Camp. And as we look towards wrapping up here the opening broadcast of this afternoon's doubleheader, I'll throw it over to Tanner for any final comments.
Once again, a great way for the Goshen. The only down, of course, they didn't with the win, but this just shows that they can still play, and with just a few different changes, they're going to be a solid team, and they just got to be able to turn around quickly and jump right into the next game against Bethel, because they already know that is going to be a very physical game. Comparing to last year, Bethel struggled in the Crossroads as Goshen was above Bethel near the bottom, at the very bottom, actually, of that conference. So they also need to have that mindset that that's a game that they could potentially win and need to be ready right away for, not let this one hold them too much. But a great effort from both teams, a very great game. Got a little chilly near the end, but nonetheless still a very beautiful day for women's soccer and, of course, for men's soccer, which will be coming up in a little less than an hour.
Yeah, that game kicks off at the top of the hour, and you can catch it here on 91.1 The Globe as Zach Begley and William Troyer will have the call for you. However, you can hear from them in a little bit later. As for now, we're going to wrap things up. Once again, my name's Andrew Snyder alongside Tanner Camp. A huge thanks to Zach Begley, our board op for this afternoon's contest back in the studio. Hope he has no problems getting over here in time for the men's game. Really shouldn't, unless like there's a train or something catastrophic happens. Hopefully he makes it. I really do. And so huge thanks to him. And then also I do have to give one final shout out myself, as today is my mother's birthday, so a very happy birthday to my mother. Hope she's been having a great day. Was able to make it out for this game. I believe she's staying out for the men's game as well. Gotta love that Goshen College soccer.
Oh, absolutely. It's always so much fun to watch.
So happy birthday to her, and thank you to everyone for tuning in here this afternoon. Keep it locked right here on 91.1 The Globe. More soccer coming your way once again at the top of the hour. A pregame show coming up before that as well. You can catch that here on 91.1 The Globe. Once again, 2-0 the final score. Goshen falls to Huntington University. Back in action on Tuesday when they host Bethel College here from the Goshen College Soccer Complex. That game set for kickoff at 7 p.m. then as well. Keep it locked right here on your home for Goshen College Athletics, 91.1 The Globe.